Everyday chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Hello, hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Chat and Chart. This is the New York session, and this is your host, Saif Qaddoura. I hope you had a great trading week, although it was quite a week, actually. We had the intervention from the US Treasury. Hello, Soham. Hello, Jamie. So we had the intervention from the US Treasury. They bought back some of the longer term bonds. So what happened is they're trying to fix the duration. So they're not paying now less in terms of the debt service. So they have this debt. They sold bonds. Those bonds actually have interest rates to be paid on them for the debtors. So what the US did is they bought back some of those bonds, the long-term bonds, of course, to actually increase the value of those bonds because they reached a I think since 2007 we haven't seen those numbers on the 30-year yields. So what happened is they increased the price of bonds after they bought back. So what happens to yields? They go down. Okay, so they changed the long-term debt with short-term debt so that they can actually buy some time. But the bond market responded quite relatively good. But buybacks mean more dollars injected into the economy, and more money into the is circulating now in the economy. That's why we saw like a higher supply of USD. We saw a drop in USD and a surge in everything else. So that's in a nutshell what happened yesterday. And I think now let's just analyze the market, because for me personally, I stopped trading for August, but it's interesting. So I'm going to start analyzing it. Let me share my screen 1 second. Hello, Raya. Hello. Hi. Okay, so this is the daily. Let's start with the monthly, because the month is has still like 10 more days to go. Let me tell you what we have here. So on the monthly, last month we closed inside the bands. So if you've been watching my live streams, you know that you remember that I said we're going to retest here, and then we might be headed towards the lower band. And that exactly happened. We moved all the way down to this 126-day moving average, which is a very, very important moving average in my opinion. I use it almost all the time. So if we close the week inside the band as a rejection, we have a higher chance of continuing upwards. But if we close below the band, so we have today and tomorrow, if we close anywhere below 98.4 for the week, then that's a very negative sign for the dollar, and we might be looking at changing biases in terms of everything else. But for now, so far we're looking at something expected. It's the extreme of our expectations. So you usually have like an expectation, and then this is the extreme end of the expectation. That happened. So we reached the extreme end of our expectations. As long as this holds above 98.5, 4.6 for the week, then we have a very high chance of continuing upwards, and the bias still holds. Now we go to the weekly, and the reason I started with the monthly is it closes very soon, Now we got rejected from this level, which is the 126-day moving average on the weekly. What stopped it from below is the 126-day moving average on the monthly. So that's the range we have. It's between here and here, right? So this is the range, and we have, this is the most important resistance right now, which is 101.8. We can say 102. And the most important support is this, which is 98.5. So if we close like this, it's still not very nice. We wanted to close above 99 to actually confirm that we're still healthy and we might be going up again. So that's that. That's the first thing we need to be looking at. The second thing, the second thing is we go to the daily. We say that we see that the daily actually closed very bearish yesterday, especially yesterday because of the bond buyback. So yeah, here we close below these. This might have been just like a sweep, and depending on how today close or how today closes, we will actually get a clearer idea of what we want or what to expect from US dollar or the XY. So if today we close above 99.2, that would be actually a great start. Uh, if tomorrow we also manage to close above 99.2, then that obviously means we still have good chances, not high chances, but good chances of continuing upwards with the DXY. So obviously this was my projection, which is to reach this area of 104.6. Now we reached quite like a good amount of it, or a good percentage of it. I think how much from here to here we have, okay, $7, and from here to here we went up what, $4. So yeah, 4 divided by 7. So yeah, we moved almost 60% of it. So now we want to see this. What is the percentage of this drop if we compare it to this? No, so 1 second. Sorry. Let's use Fibonacci. It's more accurate. So yeah, now we moved almost 80%. Now we're like around the 78.6% level. We got rejected from it, and now we're at the 708 level. So let's wait and see. But on the daily, it looks the worst or the worst because on the monthly we still have a case for going up. On the weekly, we also still have a case for going up, but it's weaker than the monthly. On the daily, we have no case of going up unless we see closes above 99.2. Good afternoon from East Africa. Hello to you, and good afternoon to you and to everyone in East Africa. Hello, Josh. Okay, so that's for the daily. Now let's take a look at the 8 hours and the 4 hours. Now on the 8 hours, we can obviously see that we're getting a divergence of some sort. Let me actually put the RSI. RSI is more useful in such situations. Yeah. Now we have a lower low here, and we have an almost equal low here. So yeah, there's obviously like a divergence in the momentum, but I think we can see it more clearly on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, do we have a divergence? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So on the 4 hours, we're starting to get a positive divergence, which might actually mean that we're approaching the end of this downward move. This current 4-hour candle is actually forming an engulfing candle at a very important level. What is the level that is very important? That's it's forming an engulfing candle on the monthly 126-day moving average. So that's a very, very important engulfing candle here. It might be actually a good place to reverse from, but this would need to actually close like this, or even like a bit stronger above 98.85. If it does, then it gives us higher chances of closing the week above 99.2. Now, if that works, it works. If not, then we're continuing downwards, and we're going to attack next supports, which can mean we're moving towards 97.8, and then like I think the furthest invalidation point will be 97.6. Um, I don't believe we might like we could reach here. We might, of course, like nothing is guaranteed, but I think after what I saw on the monthly and after what I saw on the 4 hours, 4 hours is actually the best looking or the second best looking chart between the time frames. The monthly is the best looking. The 4 hours actually shows some kind of strength and a positive divergence. On the 1 hour, let's take a look and see what's happening. Yeah, now on the hourly, if you guys see, we closed above the upper band, which actually opens the way to 99.2, which is exactly what we need. That's what we need to close the week at for us to continue our, or like for us to confirm our bias of going upwards. Okay, so that's it for the XY. We still need to see the weekly close. Once that happens, and we want to see the daily close above 99, 99.1, that would be great for the XY. Now, let's take the exact opposite, which is Euro USD. On the monthly, okay. Last month, we closed inside the bands. Now, we targeted the upper band, which is 1.17, and we got there. Now it should be or it makes sense for it to start dropping from here, but let's see lower time frames and confirm with, okay, now the weekly is very, very bullish right now. So we need, you know what we need to see? We need to see a close below 1.16, which is 85 pips from here. Can we do that? God knows. We need to wait and see. But we need the week to close below 1.16 if we want our original bias to keep playing out. Okay. Anything above that, then we target the next resistances. On the daily, we wanted to close below 1.1630 or 1.16. Not actually. We wanted to close below 1.1640, not 30. If it does, then we have a high chance of euro continuing the drop, and this trend line will be changed to this instead, and this would be the new slope we actually use for as the trend line. Hello, Arif. Hi. So that's for the daily. We go to the 4 hours. By the way, guys, I don't know if you've heard, but we have, or like Tradin now has, I remembered it because I know Arif is trading with Tradin. Whereas Rosa is on, I think, her annual vacation, so she will be back soon. Support continuing upward. Ramiz, I'll get to you in a second. Just let me finish what I was saying. This Monday, like this past Monday, a few days ago, we went live with copy trading on Tradin. So what's beautiful about that is that you can actually use the knowledge and the skill you have in trading to build a track record on Tradin as a provider, as a service provider or strategy provider. And what happens is people start copying you, and you get a percentage of their profits. So this is a very, very good way to start managing funds for others if you actually prove yourself to be a profitable trader and actually a solid trader. So yeah, this is live now, and I'm very excited about it. I think I'm going to start working on my track record on Tradin, uh, and eventually I would be giving the service. But um, it might actually not be the case because a lot of people or a lot of you guys actually know me and would actually think it's easier for you to just copy me. But no, I don't want that to happen. We want more people to actually um, have their strategies, and we want more providers so that we can grow as a community. We don't want to grow as like individuals. So yeah, congratulations to Traden, and I hope to see you guys as our profitable providers soon in the near future. Okay, one of the worst week this year, lost trades and Forex Expo trip got cancelled. Well, those days happen. Soham, it happens. That's why I like to avoid trading on August. But because um, some people actually are doing very well in August, but not me. So I gave it a chance the first week. I didn't like it, so here I am. Then let me go to Ramiz. Do we see support on 4,444, 34 on H4 time frame? We're continuing upward. I think so. Yes, it is amazing, Arif. Yes, you are most welcome, and thank you. Let's take a look on Now this is very important, guys. This level is very important, and we managed to close 4 hours below it, so this could be just like a sweep to clear out anything we have here before continuing downwards, but that's just a theory. We need to start from the top and go all the way to the bottom. So let's start with the monthly. On the monthly time frame, we are retesting this level, which was the pivot level for gold, which is 4,500. Once we closed below, like on like lower time frames, like the weekly, for example, here, once we closed below, look what happened. We continue dropping downwards. So this is just a way to retest this level from the outside. Here we have this trend line. I showed it to you multiple times. So now we broke below this trend line and we're retesting from beyond. So this level should actually hold it if, only if, it's going to continue dropping. Otherwise, it would close above like the highs here, around 4,500, above 4,500 for the week, and we continue moving to the next level, which is 52, 4,900, and then 5,200, and then all-time high again. But for now, this is still valid as long as we don't close above 4,500. We go to the daily. On the daily, look what happened here. Look what stopped it. This level, this very important level, which is 4,500, that once we closed below, we saw a huge drop, coincides with the 200-day moving average and the 126-day moving average. And even though we had like an engulfing candle here and an engulfing candle here, it only made sense for it to actually sweep those highs and get the liquidity from this very important resistance level, which is the 4,500. So now we've done that. We need to see how the day closes. If it closes somewhere like here, like anywhere up below 4,450, then that's the first bearish sign we have in a very long time. Valid bearish, because this was bearish, but this would be valid because it got rejected from a very important point. And guys, I want you to just like zoom out from the markets and zoom out from your heads and look at what's happening. The DXY got rejected from where? The 126-day moving average. Gold is getting rejected from where? The 126-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. On the weekly time frame, it got rejected from, or it's getting rejected from, the 50-day moving average. If you ask me, I'm like, uh, is gold bullish now? Yes. Would I buy? Definitely not. Would I sell? Not yet. So yeah, this is a time where we wait and see. But for now, like I have a strong feeling, uh, based on my past experience and what I have seen in the past. I think um, we have a very good chance of seeing um, a reversal of all of this market move that we've witnessed in the past 2 weeks. So gold to continue dropping, silver to continue dropping, euro to continue dropping, DXY to continue going up. Obviously, the stock market is going up, so Nasdaq, S&P, and Dow Jones are still expected to go upwards, but we'll move to them in a bit, and we see. But let's take a look at lower time frames. For example, the hourly. Do we have any strong signs? Okay, so we have this now. We reached the 4,450. Since we closed below the lower band, so outside the band, we are expected to retest somewhere around 4,470 or 80. And we still have more room to move down all the way to 4,400 or like 4,420. Okay. And if that holds it, we can maybe we make another high. But if it breaks, we continue dropping downwards all the way, if that happens. But we are still relatively, like, if you want to look at it on the hourly time frame, it's very, very bullish. Like, nothing is more bullish than gold right now, right? So we have this. We're still above the trend line. This actually penetrated, but came back the same day above the trend line. So this is considered to be an intraday penetration, not very important. Let's take another slope. We have this here. So if this wants to retest, it might retest around the 4,400 area. Yeah. To be honest, like, I can clearly see without opening the RSI that there's a divergence here. This looks empty to me. This looks like empty momentum. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. Look what happened. Till we were here, the histogram was red. So it was like it was below. And then suddenly we saw this huge jump. So now we either drop all the way from here, or we make a slight high above to actually build the divergence the market needs to go lower. But what was the number that we said? Was it where do we need to close below? I think we need to close below. 1 second, I forgot. Let me see the number. We need to close the week below. Come on, where is it? I think we need to close below 4,400 for the week. Yeah, that's not very hard. Like, we have what, like $60 to go, and we still have 2 days, so that might actually happen. But still, like, very, very challenging to understand what the market wants right now. So yeah, back to this. Let me show you what I mean by empty. Look at the RSI. we have a negative divergence, and on the dollar we have positive divergence. So what does that mean? The gold bias is right now it's still bullish, but it's at a very, very critical point. Either it continues going up like crazy from here, or it actually reverses from here. So that's just a crossroad. You either go right or left. It's in this case either up or down. So we are at a crossroads. Um, if you look at it without considering the price relationship with oscillators and momentum, then it looks very bullish. I cannot lie. But if you look at the bigger picture, it shows you that we are at a very, very important support zone that might actually reverse it to the downside. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for gold. And since we sometimes cheat and look at the silver for confirmations, let's take a look at silver and see what's been happening there. On the monthly, we even like still haven't reached the upper band. Um, so all this can change in 10 days. If we close below 60, then it's back in the bearish territory. On the weekly, the exact same level held it, which is the 50-day moving average. We need to close below. We need to close below 65 for the week to actually continue going down. On the daily, yeah, we just need to close anywhere below 66, and that's that. And we have a divergence here. This high is higher than this high, but this high is lower than this high. So yeah, but it still has room to go all the way to 70, 71, because like it still hasn't tested the 71. So what could happen is the following. Sometimes that happens. Liquidity moves between metals. So gold starts ranging around this very strong resistance, waiting for silver to follow it. So we might actually wait for silver to reach this level while gold is still consolidating or moving sideways. Once it does, they move downwards together. But um, this does not happen very often. The more likely thing to happen is they move together. So yeah, to answer you, Fire Jod, the bias, what we see right now is bullish. But what my experience is telling me is that it's very, very dangerous to actually buy at those levels because the drop might be coming any minute now. So, guys, like I have a suggestion for you. Forget about gold and silver, and let's move to Nasdaq. Maybe we get um, a better setup in Nasdaq. So let's go to the monthly. Okay, so the monthly, we closed below and we reached this and we got rejected. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at the weekly. Okay, this week is pretty negative on Nasdaq, and we might be reaching towards 28,800, 700, around that level to retest the trend line. Let me go to the daily and have the trend line drawn. So yeah, if we draw a trend line like this, what would happen? Let's see. Yeah, so we have also a chance of moving downward to 28,000 if it wants to retest the trend line. Sometimes it just like sweeps here or like this level, which is 29,000, 28,800, as I told you, and then we continue going upwards. So we have two levels here to be looking out for, which is this, the first one, and this is the second one here. Okay, so just to confirm it with the higher time frame, which is on the weekly, let's do this. So we might have a slight overshoot below this, and we might actually reach this level on if it decides to retest the trend line. So I would actually start trying to buy around 28,800. 4 hours. Look how beautiful this is, guys. Look how beautiful this is. So this is actually confirming that the level we are looking at is not 28,800. It's actually 29,000 flat. So here, let's go to the daily, and we move this here because this level here actually coincides with the 200-day moving average and 126-day moving average on the lower time frame, which is 4 hours. So 1 second, let me put it here. No, 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 no. Why 8 hours? 1 second. Okay, that's the max. Yeah, so look, it coincides with the 126-day moving average. So we might drop just a little bit more to sweep this low here, take the liquidity, and then continue moving upwards, which makes a lot of sense. Is this below here? Yes. So we're looking at a sweep. We're looking at a sweep below this low, and then we continue going upwards. Let's take a look at the what's it called? The RSI. Obviously, we have a lower low here, and we have a higher low here. So it's building some positive or bullish momentum right now. Okay, we have a positive divergence. So once we start seeing positivity on Nasdaq, it would be very safe for you to actually enter here with stops below the sweep and target this high of 30,000. So how much is this? Let's take a look. If you actually manage to enter here with a setup, of course, not like without catching a falling knife. You need to find a setup on the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time frame you're comfortable with, and place your stop loss somewhere around like this area, depending on your setup, and target here. So that's a 1 to 6. Amazing, beautiful trade. So yeah, since we don't understand what gold is up to and what it's planning to do, I think the safest thing to do is to move to something else that shows more clarity and more actually certainty, so to speak. So do we have the same on Nasdaq, on S&P? Sorry, 1 second. On the daily. On the daily, yeah, we have a level coming up here, which is 7640, 7640, 7640. On the 4 hours, we also have the same level here. 630 is the level. Yeah, S&P and Nasdaq are confirming the same thing. Great. What about Dow Jones? Yep, it's they're moving exactly the same. And we have this level on Dow Jones, which is 52.6 thousand. Yep, and 52, no, so 53 on the 4 hours, which makes sense. And we can continue going up from here because this is the 200-day moving average. And we have some good zone around this area. If you take a look here, look, this whole zone is like an important zone. It rejected here, it rejected here, it rejected here, and now it's built. It has built this. It has marked the area with this candle, and then we continued upwards. And once we broke, we're actually seeing also reactions from here. So now now it coincides with the 200-day moving average. So I would be waiting for a setup around the 53,000 flat, which is very close to here, or like 52.970. So another like 60 pips from here. And it makes sense because we're very close to the NYSE open. We might just see this move to the downside and then we continue moving upwards. So it's very, very close. This kind of move is very close and might happen any minute now. In which year did I start trading professionally? In 2015, at the beginning of 2015. But like not professionally, go back another 2 years. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Just pardon me for 1 minute, please. Okay, guys, tell me what questions do you have? Let's start a discussion since I think technically gold is going to drop. The fundamentals are keeping gold bullish. That's my opinion. What do you think? Oh, hi, Abhishek. Long time. Yeah, actually, that's what I think as well. Uh, all it needs right now is just like one tweet from Donald Trump, and the whole thing will reverse. I agree. I agree. Technically, it should be like technical wise, it looks like it should be reversing from here, but we need to wait. We need to wait and see. Okay, did we? Yeah, we answered everything. So, guys, what do you think? What other questions do you have? Let's make this interesting. Come on. We went through the market. We went through. 1 second. Okay. Okay. I wish I was trading this month, but uh, I have to respect my decision and my rule. So what's going to happen now is let's play some dummy trades, or like for now this is the entry. We still don't have an exit, but I think it's going to be deep here. And we'll be targeting here. So that's a 1 to 8, but yeah, there's a gap here, so I'm going to count on this gap to reverse it. Now it's a 1 to 4. Okay, this is on the, and where's the Nasdaq? On the Nasdaq, it's like this. On the S&P, let's place another one here on the S&P. And I'm going to rely on the same. I don't like the risk reward on the Nasdaq, so I'm gonna skip on the S&P. Sorry, so I'm gonna skip it. We have the Nasdaq and we have Dow Jones. So let's see how those actually work. If the Fed hikes the rate, then it gives fuel for gold to go down. But as you know, Wash is Trump's. He is not gonna hike rates. Um, I think it's not actually his call to hike or not hike rates because there are other people than Kevin Warsh. He's not the only person making that decision. So there is a committee of 12 people who vote. So last time there was a dissent. We had three dissents in the Fed committee. Uh, 9 people voted no change, and 3 people voted to hike. So that's the biggest disagreement in the Fed committee since what, like 1980 or something. So this disagreement inside, he called it like a friendly family fight, or like Kevin Warsh when he was asked about those three who want to hike rates, because like what I'm saying here is it's not only Warsh that decides. So if more people start voting against keeping rates low, or like they want to hike rates because the numbers they have actually mean they need to hike, then they need to hike. It's not his call to actually not hike. Okay. Um, and Abhishek, it's like they don't need to hike so gold goes down, because that's not how markets work. They work on um, expectations. So we have the what's it called, the Jackson Hole very soon, like in 1 week from today. We have the Jackson Hole. So the Jackson Hole will be the place, or the nearest speech we were gonna get from Kevin Warsh. So if Kevin Warsh says, or like his tone is hawkish, then the market starts going up, or like the dollar starts going up before he actually hikes. Okay. Now, if his tone is like dovish, and he says like, yeah, the numbers are good and everything is doing fine, and you know what, the we're starting to see some weakness in the labor market, so we're not going to hike rates, not to hurt it more, and he does not like address the inflation enough. So yeah, that might actually send dollar lower and send everything else higher. So it does not really need to be an action. The markets are forward looking, so he just needs to play on the what's it called? He needs to play on the expectations of the markets. If he manages to uh, deliver a message that, yeah, like I'm feeling more hawkish now, depending on the data that I'm receiving, then yeah, the market will consider this as a hawkish sign and start buying dollar starting tomorrow. But yeah, you don't need to wait for the hike itself. Okay. You are welcome. You are most welcome. You are welcome, Abhishek, and you are welcome, Josh. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking all those questions. And I would be actually more appreciative if you guys ask more. And obviously ask about the markets because that's what I know. I don't know anything else. And other stuff, I could be useless. Spent way too many or too much time in the markets to be good at anything else. Huh. Okay, so what's happening with Nasdaq? Nasdaq is closer. Oh wow, starting to reject from the 200-day moving average on the 4 hours. How's this looking? We're still the same. Euro still the same. So could it be like one, two, three, four, five? Could it be that? Yeah, it might. Let me just take a look at something. Yeah, this could have like this was a bullish um, a bullish flag, but an unconventional one. This. Does it look right? Does it look right? Okay, now let's move to gold and see what's happening here. So it's rejecting from the lower band, but we are still closing below the 4500 on the 8 hours. So this one closes, this candle that we are currently in closes in 1 hour and 10 minutes. And if it does close like this, we have more room to move down to 4,420, as I said. But like this time frame confirms it, and we saw it on the 1 hour as well, which is here. So this area could be actually filled. And if you want to close all of this fair value gap, we would be going all the way to 4,370, which would be amazing if we do and close there, because if we do, then yeah, our original bias holds. Registered for the expo, very excited, can't wait. Likewise, I am excited as well, and I hope actually we make a great event. When is that? 1 second. What? When is that event I spoke before? What do you mean? You're asking me if I spoke at an event before? Yeah, many times. Yahya, your football knowledge is top notch, though. Oh, nice. Thank you. Yeah, but like that's as far as it goes. Like knowledge. I'm not a very good player. I was a good player when I was a little kid, but then I did not practice enough. So now, yeah, I know the basics, and but like in order to be useful, I need very good teammates. That war speech. When is the event? Yeah, I mean the Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole is between August 27th and August 29th. So it's going to be 3 days. And it happens every year, and all the officials and like government officials and central bankers from around the world go there. So you're not only gonna hear Warsh, you're gonna hear Warsh, Lagarde, the whole like all of the major central bankers are going to be there. So yeah, because we talked about the expo, and then you said event and speech, and I am speaking at the event. That's why I connected it that you're talking about the expo. Never mind. So yeah. Okay. Still have 7 minutes to go for this. And by the way, we had some news released. Let's see how it was. Yeah, I think those helped the dollar a little bit because like we saw the rejection. Um, I believe those helped. The initial jobless claims came in lower than expected at 206,000 in comparison to 212,000 in the previous week. And the forecast was 210, so it came better than expected. But I don't believe this is what moved the markets or what actually supported the DXY. What supported the DXY was the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index for the month of August. The previous was 41.4. Pay attention here. The forecast was 24.1. So imagine like a big drop. And maybe markets were pricing in this before it happens. So that's why we also started to see the dollar drop before the US Treasury intervention. And then the actual, which came out like what, less than 30 minutes ago, it came in at 47.4, even higher than the previous. So I think that supported the dollar, and we are seeing the drop on euro and the other stuff. What's happening with GBP by the way? This is done. Let's go to the monthly reset, and we still have some places to go. But you know, GBP if it closes like this for the month, it's going to be bullish. If it closes anywhere above 1.36, it's going to be very bullish. Although the UK economy is not doing very well, it's growing, but like it's like very small amounts. It's just consolidating for the past year. Yeah. Every time I open this chart, I forget how bad it looks. So no, forget about it. Let's go back to Nasdaq. 4 hours reset chart view here. Dow Jones. What's happening with Dow Jones? Still okay. So in 30 minutes, we're going to see if this actually activates or not. Is it good to be taking the same trade on different challenge accounts? What do you mean exactly, Josh? Can you please elaborate more? Hello, Safe. For someone who does not look at bonds and yields, how does yesterday's news affect markets like indices and crypto? Well, like, I'm not saying you should be looking at bonds and yields, but you need to know how the bond market affects everything else, because that huge jump on gold, that huge drop on DXY, and that huge jump on euro was all because of yesterday and because of the bond market. Because the bonds or the bond market is considered also or bonds in general are considered to be safe havens. Okay, so and they give yields. So when the prices of those bonds go up, okay, so they become more attractive. So the yields don't need to be very high as they were. And when yields are that high, what happens to the U.S. government? They need to pay more in interest. So when the bond market moved, everything else rippled. Okay, there was a ripple effect in everything else. When they bought back those bonds, what happened? They injected money into the market. They injected money into the economy. So what happened to the supply of dollars? It became more. And when you have more of something, what happens to the price of it? It goes down. That's why the XY went down and everything else went up. Okay, I mean on funding pips account or any prop firm account trading. So you mean you want to take the same trade on different challenge account in another company? Is that what you're saying, or like a different challenge account in the same company? Either way, I think like the answer would be the same, either or. So it would be good if you have it in your plan, like if you want to like risk a little bit here and a little bit here as part of your risk management guidelines. Yeah, then it's good. But it can be bad if it's not planned. That's what I can tell you about it. Same company, yeah, you can do that, no problem. Why not? You can do what you can do it, but it can be good and it could be bad. So if you know what you're doing and you have a clear plan of why you're doing this, then yeah, no problem. That's a good thing. But if you don't have a plan to do it, then yeah, it's a bad thing. And at some point, you can merge those accounts. When like you go to master account, you can I believe you can merge the master accounts into one account instead of just jumping between accounts. Okay. You are most welcome. Okay, so we still have 30 minutes to go before NYSE opens, and I think uh, we're going to see some volatility that would eventually fill this order. And let me go to 15 minutes. Okay, on the 15 minutes. We still don't have a long setup. Look, this has been like wow. This has been an amazing downtrend actually on the 1 minute. Look, oh wow. I wish I saw this earlier. Look how clean this is, and like it trades very close to the trend line, so you have like unlimited chances. And look how beautiful, guys. Like this is the a great example of the perfect trend and perfect trade. Why? Because if you look here, you got rejected and you formed a beautiful, beautiful engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle here, which closed like below almost every moving average, okay, and outside the bands. So it started from here, okay, started from here, but then, and we were actually below the moving averages, but then you only had 1 second, let me see. So this was a correction, this was a corrective wave, and then we started the wave here. We started the correction here. We started the continuation, sorry, here. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So we have one low, two low, and this is the third low. So we start trading when? After we break this low for the first time. And that's based on my my strategy, okay? So once we break this, we close below, then this actually becomes valid. And look how beautiful the moving averages are. Like they're making uh, some kind of a rainbow of resistances. Okay, so this does not interest me. This does not interest me as well. This does. We have this engulfing candle here. Once we retest, it closed outside the bands below all moving averages, and we started to get this rejection or this what's it called? Um, this retracement to the band, and then we continue dropping. So let's see how it would have gone if we started trading here. So the stop loss is obviously above this level here. Okay, and I would be targeting. Do we have anything here? Yes. So the first target would be here. First target would be here. 1 second. What's the price? The price is 280, 285, 290, let's say. Here. Okay, so that's a 1 to 2. And then what happens? You just like close some and leave some, then wait for another engulfing candle. Where did you get the other engulfing candle after you draw this trend line? You just, all you need to do now is to wait for an engulfing candle anywhere close to this trend line. So we got this beautiful, beautiful engulfing candle and then the correction. So you place an order at 50% of it, you stop loss above it, and then you target what? How do we use how do we actually decide? We go and move back to find previous lows, and this needs to be done on higher time frames. But for now, once it doesn't breaks this low, this moves to stop loss at break even, and then yeah, once we get this engulfing candle, we can close some and wait for the rest, and then we retest the trend line again, and we start moving again, and you keep just trailing down with it. It's like amazing. This is beautiful. And let me show you what I would do to actually decide my TP. Okay, so the first target would have been here. It reached it. The second target should be here. So yeah, this goes here. The third target should be actually somewhere around here, and the third target was achieved. But let me see how I would have traded it. 1 second. I don't want to be just like doing the optimal. So yeah, this would have been going, and then I would have entered again here with the stop above this initially with the same TP, and then it moves all the way down, and then we get this what's it called? This engulfing candle here, short here, stop loss here. Where's the third target? Yeah, that's a 1 to 2. Yeah, so imagine on one, yeah, this started at 2, now it's 4. So in 2 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing trades. Imagine. And this has been like, this would have been closed here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 amazing trades in one trend on the 1 minute time frame. So what I mean to tell you is like, imagine if you actually catch one of those. That's the beauty of patience. Unfortunately, I did not catch this one, but it looks really, really, really nice because it's trending, it's clean, it's below all moving averages. So if you ask me what's my definition of the best trades ever, this would be it. And you might be asking, why don't you just hold one from here and just keep adding to your position? Because I'm on the 1 minute time frame and I'm trading something relatively very volatile, which is the US 30 or the Dow Jones. So I don't want to stay in trades way too long. I just want to like get out as soon as possible. So that's a 1 to 3, 1 to 2.8. Here's a 1 to 6, here's a 1 to 4.5, and here's a 1 to 2. So 2 plus 4, so 6 point, okay, 6, so 12.5, and another zero point 0.5, that's 13. Okay, so 15% if I risk 1% per trade. Imagine how amazing that is. So what I would have originally done is not that I would hold this or close fully here. Maybe this one I would have closed fully, and then I would have used whatever I made here, like 2%, 2.8%. I would have used 2% of those on this trade here, which would have given me 6. So that's 12% on this alone. I would have closed half of this and left the rest running and kept moving my stop loss. For example, my stop loss would be moved here above this one, and I would leave it running until I see an engulfing candle or an opposing engulfing candle. So this is a positive engulfing. Once I see this, once I get the retracement, I would have closed this here, but not all of it, half of it, because the first half was closed. Do you get me? So this gives me 1 to 9. So 1 to 9 is 1 to 4.5, an extra 1 to 4.5 on the whole trade because I closed half. So yeah, uh, that would have been really cool. In 2 hours time, it's amazing. Okay, now let's see the extension. Extension is exactly to 52,970. So I want to see it do this, and then we buy and start moving upwards. Let's wait and see. So guys, any questions? Any question, people? Extend it, yes. This makes a lot of sense. But I would need to see a very similar trend to this, guys, here, um, which I will start to trade after it breaks this. But since I have a bias from a higher time frame, which is like to reach this high here, the previous high, for a swing, I mean. So I would enter here. I would have entered here because I'm not trading this month, but I would enter here and just keep holding it all the way up. And when I get this kind of beautiful trend to the upside, I will start trading that trend on the 1 minute. What do I think about gold? We already discussed gold, my friend. I think it looks bullish. It still looks bullish, very bullish, but it's very dangerous to buy it from this level because it's standing at a very important resistance level, which is the 4,500. It's a very critical point to be at. How do you see this month so far? I mean, as a trader, do you feel this month was good to trade or not? No, it was not a good month to trade, at least for me, because I'm not feeling the market, and I decided to stop trading for this month. I traded the first week, um, wasn't a success. So I decided to keep my profits from the month before, because like on the first week of August, I lost maybe half of what I made on in July. So I decided to stop trading for the month, maybe take some time off, and like enjoy the rest of the month without the stress of trading or the hard work of trading. It's not stress, it's hard work, because you will need to be up to date with everything that is going on. You would be checking charts all the time. So yeah, I gave myself some time off. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, break even is even good. Like much better than losing, but I have nothing to complain about. I had a great month in July, so a few losses are not very important. Like I accept losses as they are. Uh, I consider it as paying tax or paying like rent or paying salaries. If I have a business, I would be paying salaries, right? And I do have a business and I pay salaries, and I never regret paying salaries. So yeah, I just like redefined the meaning of loss in my head. So yeah, I'm like, thank you for feeling sorry for my loss, but I'm not even sorry for my loss, so no problem. Thank you. Hello, the boss. Okay. Now we're moving down, guys. We're moving down. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq and see what's happening. Nasdaq is moving down as well, but um not as nicely as the Dow Jones. So I'm gonna wait and see what the Dow Jones would do. So I believe we're going to break this low and reach 52,970, and then we continue going up from there. So let's see what will happen. Okay, check gold. 1 second. Yeah, it's rejecting from this level, which is 50. On the hourly, still nothing much changed, Josh. It went up all the way to 480, 85, and then now it got rejected. So let's see how it turns out. Like the next 14 minutes are going to be very important. So I'm going to wait for the NYSE open. And once we see how that happens, um, and we will closely watch our Dow Jones uh, fake trade. You guys are free to take that trade if you want. I'm going to treat it very seriously, but I'm not trading. So um, that's just for you if you want. Is it okay to sell gold? It's not, because like it has not given us a bearish setup yet. So selling it now would be a gamble, and buying it would be not very smart, because like although it is bullish, but it's at a very critical resistance level right now. Trading gold would be a gamble right now. That's That's all I have to say. I think it has to retest at least for the imbalance. We were talking about what, Rawad, here? Gold? So we're what? 30 plus, we're 50 pips away from our target on Dow Jones to enter a long position after we get a setup, of course. Yeah, which is I think 4,420, right, Rawad? Between 420 and 380, if I remember correctly. Okay. And the imbalance of 1 hour candles of yesterday. Yes. What's your price, Rawad? Because I think you joined a little bit late. We discussed this before you joined. I'd like to cross check with you. If someone who does not law, okay, yeah, we answered everything. Guys, come on. We need some questions. We still have 10 more minutes to go before NYSE opens. 20 pips to go. 20 pips to go. 30 actually. More like 30. But we did break this low, as expected, which is great. So it's moving in the right direction. So are we getting a rejection now? Let's take a look. That's a rejection. That looks like a rejection to me. Hmm. No trades before NYSE opens because it could just like shake traders out before continuing the move to the upside. So this is liquidity to be taken, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Those are the same numbers that came up with us, right, guys? We said 4,420 to 4,380. Yeah, it's like very similar range. But why 37 though? Why not 20? Because I remember 20 was the level. Yeah, yeah, 20 because of my moving averages. That's why I modified it to 420 instead of 440 or 430 or something. 8 more minutes, guys. Okay. So it's going to be very, very soon. Let me take a look what's happening in the world right now. What is Trump up to? Oh yeah, I got you. Where's Yahya at? Haven't haven't heard much of you today. Are you still watching? Hmm. Just for us to see it more clearly. Okay. A rejection, a first bullish engulfing, and now a second engulfing, a bullish engulfing candle in the making. Maybe this will actually close above or outside the bands or the upper band. 7 seconds to go. 5 seconds. Four, three, two, one. Closed. Yeah, this looks nice for a rejection. So yeah, but no trading before 5 minutes. I made a vow last year to stop trading in August. That's why I'm not following the markets until next month. Well, you can follow the markets and not trade. That's what we were doing. Yeah, this looks like a rejection. It does. Hello, Rich Aimer. Please don't ask me about gold, man. But we already discussed it. What do you think of gold? You tell us what you think of gold. Good, 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 good. I like this. It's setting up nicely. What? I used to watch you on TV with my dad, so we watch you from Libya. Oh, really? Well, my sincere like regards to you and to your father from Libya and the whole people of Libya. Thank you very much. So you know me from TV before, yeah? Please send my regards to your father, please. Thank you. Okay, 3 more minutes. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to start a new rule for my um, like what I trade during the year. So the first and last quarters of the year, I trade um, gold, silver, euro, and whatever. And in the first two quarters, or in the middle two quarters, I'm going to be trading indices. I think that's the most efficient mix in terms of seasonality. Patiently waiting. Great. Yes, we know you from TV. We used to watch you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Likewise, appreciate you. Okay. How many more minutes? So 1 minute, 20 seconds. What happened with Nasdaq, by the way? Yeah, it's still not moving down as fast as the Dow Jones. Dow Jones looks cleaner. Do we have? Yes, we do. We do have a divergence, a positive divergence, a very strong one actually. Look at the 5 minutes. Yeah, it's there. We have a very strong divergence. Look, lower lows here and higher lows here. So this might be it actually, but uh, I will be patient because this would mean like, or this could actually be swept in a second now, or in 20 seconds once the volatility goes in, the US volatility goes in. Hello, Richard. Hello, Richard Mason. I'm good. How are you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is it. We broke this. Did this actually get filled? I don't think so. Yeah, very close to getting filled. What did not get filled? No problem. We'll find a setup. Yeah, that's amazing. Now, this just opened, so this could be a nice setup. 1 second. This is a long position. We waited to reach 53,000. And here's your stop. And you go all the way here. So that's a 1 to 10 or 1 to 9. We'll stop it at a 1 to 9. And I would be sacrificing this one to see if it gets swept. By the way, this is entered. I would have sacrificed this to get this high risk reward, although I need to see more. Um, more of this. We still might sweep this, which is this low here. Are we going to sweep it? Are we going to sweep it? This is the level that I want to see, which is 970, 980, 970, 980. But just in case it decides to respect this low and not sweep it, we might be moving upwards from here. So it's a good chance to take. It's a 1 to 9. It's worth it. So if you're just risking 0.5%, if you win on this one, you make what? 4.5% in one trade. That's amazing. That's more than most people do in a week. Um, I bought gold on Monday. You bought gold on Monday, and yesterday both my TPs was for that internal liquidity. You couldn't miss. It was engineer liquidity ready to be taken. Okay, nice. I'm blessed. Thank you. Great to hear that you were blessed. So guys, yeah, we started to move or be in the money now. Did any one of you take it? Did any one of you take this trade? Let's monitor on higher time frames. I think, yeah. Done with this. Done with this. And no need for this anymore. You got my point. Okay. So 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, so this is not a very high probability trade, but it does have a very strong potential. It's a 1 to 9, so it's worth it. If this one does not work, if you already took this trade, then congratulations. We're almost at 1 to 1. If you did not, you can wait for a sweep, but it does not look like it's going to do it. What if it does? Then you wait for another setup, the setup that actually you use and you have tested many, many times. I've given you the levels, which is going to be the 52,000 or 53,000, sorry, 52,970. You should be looking at a setup around there if this one does not work. So yeah, I think this is it for, yeah, we're definitely above 1 to 1 now. So congratulations for anyone who took this trade. Um, you can safely move your stop loss to break even after this 15-minute candle close. And wish you nothing but the best. Good luck trading for the rest of the week, which is this session and the whole of tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.